Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for attending the March for Acclimation Program webinar, live webinar. Okay. We're just going to have a conversation, or I'm just going to talk to you about ways that you can improve your attrition, your veteran retention, by keeping your veterans longer than the 1 year mark. So that they're happy and that you have cohesion within your group. Okay. So my name is Rolanda Sumner. I'm a U.S. Army veteran. I'm also a board certified coach, and I am a veteran retention consultant. What I do is I go into organizations like yours and I help you retain your good veteran hires. I got started because, for one reason, one of the things I kept hearing for human resources professionals is that veterans aren't staying within their organizations. They hire them and then they leave before the year. And the misconception was that veterans were just looking for jobs so that they can have a job and then move on, but they weren't really looking to plant roots somewhere. And then with veterans, what I continue to hear is that they were being hired, but no one understood what they're looking for. Right? Nobody cared to understand. Nobody cared to participate in the conversation of understanding what they wanted. So I developed the March Forward Acclimation Program to bring the two parties together so that they can understand each other and have camaraderie. This is where it kind of centers at the misunderstanding between the two, but when a veteran, as you know, when an employee leaves the organization within a year, they take a third of their revenue out the door. So if somebody is being paid $30,000 a year, $10,000 of that is walking out the door already. You haven't even gotten your return on investment back. They haven't even done enough work to show you or to make that investment worthwhile, because it left out the door. Bye-bye. So imagine having 10 people do that. Your organization's large and you have 10 people just walk out the door. You got 10 veterans just walk out the door every year before their 1 year mark is. It's frustrating and it's expensive. That's $100,000 that just walked out the door. Or you have one veteran, a 6-figure veteran, and he leaves $100,000 a year. He leaves. That's a big chunk, $30,000 that just walked out the door. So I have a solution. I'm going to talk to you about my solution and how you can use it in your own organization today, that you can help satisfy the need of the veteran and of the direct supervisor, build leadership skills, enhance their onboarding process, and help them stay within the organization longer, and bolster your reputation. So let's start off with the veteran. There's some key things that we look for when we go into our organization because we're spoiled and we're used to getting those things in our service. One of them is professional development. From the day we swear in to the day we swear out, we constantly have professional development in all budget levels. So if you don't get professional development at a school, then you can also get professional development with your education benefits that you earned. Or you can get professional development in a soldier's manual, airman manual, like a service book that you have to read. You can get professional development within your team. You learn something, you master it, the other team members need to know, so you teach each other. There are so many opportunities for service members to continuously get professional development. So much so that we expect it when we go into the traditional workspace. And so the understanding that, first of all, many of us don't know when we start a civilian job that usually professional development is reserved for high potential candidates. We don't understand that. We don't know that until we get there and we're like, what happened? Like, nobody's going to teach me anything deeper. Yes, there are some OJT tasks, on the job training tasks, that you have to learn so you can do your job, but we're looking for the little extra. Okay. So that's the first thing. We assume that you don't care about our upward mobility if we're not receiving some professional development. So this is where the direct supervisor comes in. First of all, you can offer all of your employees, including the veteran, continuous professional development at little to no cost. This is how you do it. You train your first line leader to create opportunities where members of the team, especially veteran members of the team, can share their expertise in a specific topic with the team. Not only are they getting some leadership skills with that, because now they have to prepare to make someone else better, they're also getting some training skills. You're teaching them how to train other people, which is going to be necessary when they are direct supervisors themselves. And you're providing them the opportunity to have professional development. You need to hone your skills before you do this, right? So you need to do some research. You need to make sure that you're telling them all the steps, telling your team all of the steps, which means you have to go back and do some research. You have to practice. You have to write down the steps so you can share it. That is a form of professional development. Did it cost the team anything? No. Did it help the team learn something new from someone else's perspective? Yes. So now it's helping them with leadership skills, just a tiny bit of leadership skills. It's helping them train other people, just a tiny bit of training. They get to learn what not to do and what to do when they're training. And it also helps the team become more inclusive. So you're hitting a couple of blocks there. You're helping the team become more inclusive because everybody on the team has an opportunity at some point in time to train the rest of their team on something they have mastered that everybody else needs to learn. And it gives that first line leader an opportunity to spend time with that veteran, with that direct report, so that they can make sure they're teaching them the right thing, so they can give them pointers, so they can build them up, which is giving that first line leader leadership skills. You see how all this works? And it didn't cost anything but some time, right? So it might take 30 minutes for this person on the front end to deliver this information. You might have to meet with your direct report 1 or 2 times, and 2 hours tops. And then that direct report will probably need to work on it an hour or so on their own time. You were already the first line leader was already going to meet the direct report anyway. You got to meet with your direct reports on a regular basis so you can understand what's going on with them. You can help them out. You can build them on. So they was going to already meet. 30 minutes so you can train the rest of the team on how to master a particular skill helps the company reduce mistakes, helps the company's image. It helps the employees feel closer together and included. So with that one problem that you wanted to solve, which is how to offer this veteran direct professional development, you found one solution that can benefit the team. Another thing you can do is you can offer or you can suggest that if there's a particular skill that this veteran needs to build upon, or if you're like, listen, if you want to move up in this company, these are the skills you need to know. And you can share with them their education benefits. A lot of big companies offer education benefits, whether it be tuition assistance, tuition reimbursement. They might share a part of the fee. They're like, okay, we can't pay 100% of your tuition, but we can help you with books. There is usually some way bigger organizations, mid-sized to large organizations, there's some way for them to offer support for them to get, more education. So you can remind the employee, hey, a part of your benefits package is education support. and you want to develop in a certain area. So you can use that education support if you want to, because you can't make them use anything. If you want to, you can use that education support to help you hone these skills that you can take anywhere in the world with you. Naturally, we don't want our people to leave, but we don't want to lie to them either. You can take this skill anywhere in the world that you want. You don't have to just keep it here. It gives them a certification that can be used wherever from accredited organization. It gives them a skill that the company can capitalize on. And it reminds that veteran, that direct report, that, hey, we care so much about you that we're going to give you money to pay for this. Like, you didn't have to pay for this out of your pocket. You might have had to front the cost at first, but we're reimbursing you, or we're paying a part of it. Like, we're participating in your growth. So that's the second way that you can offer that veteran professional development, by sharing with them what their education benefits are and how they can use it for their good within the organization, and that they can take it with them wherever they go. So they don't feel like, well, now I got to use my education benefits for you. No, you're using this for you. You're going to take it wherever you go. And then the third way, the most expensive way, but it does bear lots of results, is to develop a program for veterans, new hire veterans. To develop a program for new hire veterans, you can start it off with an ERG. If you're like, listen, we're not at the ERG level, that's okay. You can start it off at a training program where you focus on key tasks. You help them bridge skill gaps between their military experience and their civilian experience. It's worth the investment, because when you help them close those skill gaps between their military experience and their civilian experience, now you are able to retain a well-rounded employee who has these new skills that they incorporate with their combat skills to benefit the organization. It's awesome. Right? So you're creating a program that you tend to notice with this particular group of veterans, or when they come in, there's certain skills gaps they have. They're not big skills gaps, they're just little skills gaps that we need to close. Why don't we build an online university, or why don't we build a small program where they can close these skill gaps and they can use that information for the good of the company? We care about you, about your professional development. We want to help you be successful with our organization. So this is what we're going to offer to help close that gap. Okay. So that helps solve the professional development part. Okay. And this all goes into engagement, which we can talk about in a little bit. The second thing we're looking for is a career plan. So every time a military service member goes to their next assignment, they get a career plan. Their first line leader, their platoon leaders, like, sit down, let's look at where do you want to go in the future? Okay, where do you want to be in 10 years? Do you want to be a first sergeant? You want to be a captain, major? What are we looking at? And so you figure out where they want to go and where they are, and then you draw out a map for them. Now, this is what's different that you can definitely work with. In the military, we have regulations, we have everything laid out. So we know if we do these certain things and we get on the list and we do check all these marks, in a X, Y, and Z years, we can make X, Y, and Z promotion. It's pretty easy to time out. And if you play your cards right, you will make it. However, in the civilian sector, it's not that cut and dry. So be honest with your direct report. Be open. Hey, there is no guarantee that you're going to make it. However, people who tend to meet the level that you're looking for go through these steps. Things in the organization might change. Those steps might change. But as of today, this is what your path is. And you openly, honestly talk to them about their path in the organization, where they can go, if they might have to do a lateral, she might have to explain to them, like, listen, some of the roles you're going to take will not be straight up. You might have to do lateral reassignments so you can pick up certain skills and get in front of certain people to influence, to make an influence, to learn. And it might take you X, Y, and Z years. If you are open and honest about it, they just want to know. So they'll be happy, like, thank you so much for letting me know this is the path that I'm looking towards. And when you develop that path with them and you share with them, this is what this path could take you. If nothing changes today, this is the path that could take you. And if things change, we can talk about the change, what that change means to you. Then guess what? You got something beautiful. You have their attention, and now they're ready to participate. They're like, oh, this is so exciting. I'm ready to do this. Let's do this. So by offering them a career plan as best as you can, you might have to go to human resources and have a conversation, be like, how do I write out this career plan? How do I write out the future plan? I don't know how to write out more than 3 years. And human resources might say, okay, well, we can help you get out to 5 years, and then you're going to have to reassess later. Okay, great. Go to human resources, ask them to help you, work out a plan. If you are at the lowest level, like you're a team leader and someone else comes in, go to your direct supervisor and ask, hey, can you help me develop this career plan for my direct report? And this is how far I would like to show them. I would like to show them 3 years. I'd like to show them 5 years. How far can we make this stretch out? How many years can we give them? And make them understand, help them understand that you are aware that things might change in an organization, and this may not be good next year. Help them understand that this is just, as of today, this is what we can do. If you're open and honest, they'll love you for it. And guess what? It was already wrapped. You can wrap it into the time that you have to spend with that direct report. Just wrap it in that time. You're going to see them anyway. You're going to have a conversation. You're going to have a sit down probably once a week, once every 2 weeks. So wrap it into that so that they understand, your veteran understands, like, you care, because you are giving me what I need, which is a career direction, like a career path. Thank you. This is where I need to go. The third thing you need to do is help them understand, what do early wins mean to you? So if you're a direct supervisor, you have a veteran, you're trying to figure them out. In their 90 days, you need to tell them, this is what I'm expecting from you. But you need to take the expectations further. You need to tell them, I need you to hit this mark, and this mark. These are the 3 things you need to accomplish in this first 90 days. Because when an employee, when a veteran, when a direct report understands what their goal is, they are sure to meet that goal or come ridiculously close to that goal. Those are early wins within the first 90 days. Tell them what the win is. Be specific, make it smart. Aim smart. This is what AIM stands for. The A is for acceptable goal. The I is for ideal goal, and the M is the medium goal. Okay, so you're going to set an ideal goal. This is the goal that you want to hit. It is the pinnacle. Say you want to create 100 widgets in 90 days. Okay, guess what? You want to make a medium goal just in case they miss it. So what's in between 100 and 0 is 50. If you make 50 widgets in 90 days, okay. But what if they're like, listen, like they're barely making it, but they're working? It is still passable to come in with 35 widgets. Okay. So when you set your ideal goal, your acceptable goal should be the absolute minimum that is acceptable. Don't put the 100 in the ideal if the 100 is the minimum. If they need to make 100 widgets in 90 days, that is the acceptable goal. That's the rock bottom. And then you can add upon that. You tell them the ideal goal, you let them work, 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 work. And then you're like, actually, you beat you beat the acceptable goal and you just barely missed the ideal goal. You're helping them reach for the stars instead of the moon. And you're telling them specifically what you're looking for. In 90 days, I'm looking for this. Okay. And then the fourth thing you need to do is you need to help them get acclimated into the culture. It is tough when you're coming out of the military. You spent your adulthood in uniform with very strict rules. You learned how to play that game. You learned what you could get away with and what you couldn't get away with. You know, learned how to talk to people. And then you go into an environment which you have no idea how to behave. You know, you don't know what to wear, you don't know how to behave, you don't know what subtle nuances you're missing. Helping that veteran understand the culture of the organization goes a very long way. Assign them a buddy, someone who is open to helping them understand the culture, helping them understand the subtle nuances that people aren't talking about, but that are very much a part of the culture. Okay. Invite them to coffees in the morning with the team, or have lunch with them, share with them who's who in the organization. This person runs this person runs that. Not just a simple introduction, but like tell them deeper about the organization. This is where we started. This is where we are now. In the last couple of years, this happened. We value morale above anything else. And so we're very careful about how we correct each other. Tell them about the culture. If you are the direct supervisor and you're like, I don't really know what the culture is, you better ask somebody. Go to your first line leader, go to their first line leader, go over to human resources. Hey, I need somebody to help me articulate what the culture of the organization is because I have a direct report and I need to share this with them. This is what it's going to do for the first line leader. Okay. The first line leader is going to start to develop a reputation of caring about the culture, of leading their people in a way that doesn't cost the organization a great deal of money, but is effective. And they are going to show that, hey, I believe in people development. Even at my smallest level, I believe in people development. I have something to share and I'm sharing it with them. So by the time they get to where I am, they are ready for more information. Do not wait until they become high potentials, higher up on the rung. And then now they have to learn leadership skills from scratch. This is going to be a great benefit to your first line leader of whatever level, because it's going to give them the opportunity to demonstrate their leadership skills. It's going to give them the opportunity to receive help from their direct leader. Okay, from their director. It might be they might be a manager who has a director right above them. They get to hone some of that energy that they receive from their director. Hey, I'm trying to bring this person along. I need some help. Guess what? It gives you an opportunity to show your leadership skills. But by offering your veteran professional development, giving them a career path, helping them understand what the wins, the early wins are within the first 90 days, and teaching them the culture, you are now affecting the chain of command and you're helping everybody get more skills developed along the way. And guess what? It didn't really cost you that much money. And the veteran is exponentially more likely to stay because they're getting their needs met. And the direct supervisor feels more supported because now he or she knows that they're developing this direct report. They're building trust and camaraderie with this report with your support. You're giving them support to do this. You're helping them understand how to use what they know to their best advantage. You might be able to squeeze in some executive presence teaching in this. Hey, when you get upset with your direct report, don't lose your mind. That's going to make you look weak. Stay calm, stay collected, and you need to make a calculated risk or move. And this is how you do it. Guess what? You taught that direct report something that they may not have had access to learn. So by the time that you guys make them a high potential, if they become a high potential, they might just be a high performer. There is a difference. If they become a high potential or a high performer and it's time for them to go to a school or class, get a certification or what have you, they have the mindset prepared to take that information and run with it. And they're going to flourish. Janine, I can't really see the screen, but do we have any comments from any of our participants or people who are attending?
Not that I can see.
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't quite update for me past this screen, so.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, no problem. So if you're seeing this after, if you're watching this right now and we can't see your questions, I'm sorry. If you're seeing this after and you want to learn more information, maybe receive a workshop so that I can teach your team more in depth on how to do this, a small workshop, let me know. Feel free to reach out to me on my LinkedIn profile. Or you can find me on my website. You can reach out to me on my website. You can find me at LASTCO, LASTCO.VET, LASTCO.VET. Or you can reach me on my LinkedIn profile at Rolanda S. Sumner. I would love to sit down with you and your team and in a workshop or in a talk, just in a simple talk, to share with you ways where you can improve your veteran attrition, keep your veterans longer, provide leadership development to your direct supervisors and everybody on his team at little cost with information and things that you already have at your disposal. I would love to go in and help with leadership development and professional development separately from attrition. But I'm here to support you so you can support your veterans. Thank you so much for joining us again. You can find me on LASTCO, LASTCO.VET, or Rolanda S. Sumner on LinkedIn. Thank you so much for viewing this webinar. And if you have any questions, just reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help.